About how many children and adults are affected by allergies?
So in the United States alone, 1 in 13 children have food allergy.
1 in 13?
Yes.
That's high.
So,
Okay.
yeah, which means in a typical kindergarten classroom of 20, 25 kids, you'll have at least 2 kids with food allergy. When you apply to adults, 1 in 10 adults have food allergy, and that's very under-recognized. Many adults have food allergy, but they don't even know they have food allergy. They're suffering with hives, they're having symptoms, but they don't know it's from food allergy. So total numbers across United States is around 6 to 7 million children have food allergy, and roughly 16 to 18 million adults have food allergies.
How do you help them have allergy food freedom? What does that mean to you? Because we were talking about it a little bit back in the back room, and I was like, wow, freedom, that word is so powerful. And how can you help them do that? What is that?
So we have reached a point in science now that children and adults with food allergy do not need to live like that for the rest of their life. Think of a child who has a peanut allergy, who wants to go to a Yankee game or Mets game. Now we have peanuts everywhere. That child cannot have that experience. So for me and my team, what it means is how can we do something not only can help that child not have the risk of having a reaction, but also get them to a quality of life that they deserve. So that's what it means to me as a freedom. I want child and every adult in a family with food allergy be able to do what they want to do in life. They have potentials. They want to do things in life, but food allergy is capping that potential. And I want to remove that cap.
It's almost when you walk outside, you're in fear of everything because you don't know what's going to be airborne. You don't know what might be contaminated for you. And so you're just, like you said, you don't have that freedom that other people can just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a chocolate shake today or whatever, chocolate and peanut butter shake.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what is FATE? You have a lot of acronyms in your industry too. I was like, there's BATS, there's FATE. What does FATE stand for you?
So in food allergy, there are many ways to help children and adults with food allergy. But we found a way to put it all together, and we name it as a FATE, F-A-T-E. It is Food Allergy Tolerance Enhancement.
Okay.
So when someone can eat the food, that's called tolerance. And those who have food allergy, they cannot eat the food. So our process allows them to get to a point from being food allergic to tolerant to the food. And there are different ways to do that. The whole system is called FATE program. And I'm actually excited that with the families that I have helped and those who believe in what I do, now there's a movement going on. So it may not be FATE program, it might even be a FATE movement at some point. And I'm excited about that.
And are you one of the founding people, like the founding physicians that are doing that?
Yeah, so
okay.
We are the first practice in the state of New York to do that.
Wonderful.
And I have been among first 10 or 12 physicians or allergists across the United States to implement that.
Wow.
But what I learned, we have put it together into more comprehensive program.
A lot of doctors told me the same thing. They all said that I had to avoid it. I had to tell the restaurants that I couldn't eat it. But that policy did not work for me. And I had 5, 6 allergic reactions where each time I had to be hospitalized, I had to be given epinephrine. And then my dad, he decided he wanted to find a better solution. And so we found Dr. Shah's program in Center Reach, Long Island. Every Tuesday for around 8 to 9 months, we would go to his office. He would give me a dose. And 8 to 9 months later, I've had 12 cashews and 48 pistachios in one day. And previously, just like one single nut could have killed me.
How did it feel when you were working with that first patient and you were trying this and you realized it was going to work? What did that feel like for you?
Well, it's both exciting and nervous.
Okay.
I was excited for what was in the future for their family. But it's like any surgeon, when you do the first surgery, you don't have that, you have competence, but you don't have the full confidence. So I'm so grateful to the first family that trusted us to do the process.
I love that, competence, but not the confidence yet. Yeah, but then once you did it and it was successful,
yes,
you had the confidence to do it again or to
yes,
take it the next step.
Yes, that's
beautiful.
correct.
That's beautiful.
And I personally believe that confidence for all of us comes from doing or taking the first step. Once you take the first step, you can keep pushing yourself and do more. And more you do it, more confidence you get into the process.
Lovely. And some of the other acronyms, one was BAT. one's, I think, OIL. I don't know what those mean.
Yeah,
Enlighten
sure,
us.
Sure.
Okay.
So FATE, FATE, FATE usually it's comprehensive. So we have to try to put it in a way where it's easy to understand. So it has 5 phases. First phase is patient history.
Okay.
So we try to go into detailed history, what happened to the child or the adult with food allergy, what food they ate that triggered the reaction, what symptoms they had, how quickly the reaction happened, what treatment was needed. So that's the history part that actually helps us narrow down what tests we need to do. Second phase is where we do different testing. So we do IgE test, which is the blood test that checks for allergy.
Okay.
If that does not give the answer, we do component testing. When component testing doesn't help, then we do something called BAT, that's the BAT, that's called basophil activation test.
Okay.
So our immune system has cells that release histamine, that's what triggers allergic reaction. If you can take those cells from the blood and you put them together with the allergen, like if child has peanut allergy, you put the cells and peanut together and see what happens to the cells. That's called basophil activation test. Now, once you have proper diagnosis and you still want to confirm that child is not allergic, you can actually feed them the food under observation. That's the third phase.
Okay.
So feeding the food under observation, it's called OFC or Oral Food Challenge. That's another acronym. Once you do that, child eats the food under observation and nothing happens. They have freedom to eat that food for the rest of their life.
Amazing. And you do that here in your office,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely.
Okay. So, in fact, today one of your patients is here, and that's what they're doing. What was that acronym again?
OFC,
Okay.
Oral Food Challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
And if they pass that, so you realize that there's a series of almost like gates, right? You get
Yes,
through the first
and
gate,
that's correct.
the next gate, the next gate, and then
That's
you're
correct.
over the bridge and you're home free.
Yes.
Okay.
So what is happening is the tests have become so sensitive. So either pediatrician or their local allergist, when they do the test may come positive and family is told that you're allergic to the food. Positive blood test does not mean you're allergic. It simply means you're sensitized.
Okay.
So when we look at it, many of our patients who come to us for food allergy actually do not have food allergy. They have been told they're allergic, but when we do the oral food challenge, we prove it to them, you're not allergic, you just have sensitization. And that's where oral challenge is very helpful. Once we recognize that someone is truly allergic, then we go into the treatment part. That's where other acronyms come in, where we call SLIT, which is sublingual immunotherapy. Then we do the treatment called OIT, that's called oral immunotherapy. And patients have a choice whether they want to stop eating at certain level, that's called bite proof, or they can get to eat to free eating, where they can eat as much as they want in any amount, and that's the freedom. So our goal is to take child or adult with food allergy from this side to that side, holding their hand. We are more of their guide, they are the heroes, and we just hold them, their hand from one side to the other.
To say we're close to full freedom, it's pretty amazing. I can't believe 3 years went by, and now when I go to a restaurant, my list went from 20 foods to 5 because we challenged so many in Dr. Shah's office.
I know that you love what you do. You shared with me a lot of your patient outcomes, which is phenomenal, and that must make you feel really good about what you do.
Absolutely. That's what drives me. That's what drives my team. And we look forward to coming to work.
What is one of the most complicated cases that you faced? What was a challenging time for you when you're like, I just want to hit a grand slam. I'm going to go around all the bases and we're going to figure this out. Was there somebody that had symptoms that
Yes.
presented to you that you were like, not sure if I can help you, but I'm going to try?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is where my passion for food allergy actually began.
Okay.
So up to 2011-12, I was practicing general allergy. I'm a board certified allergist, like any other allergist. We will help with eczema, allergic rhinitis, dog allergy, cat allergy, asthma. But a family that came to me in 2012, where both father and mother are doctors, they had been to 3 major institutions. Their son at that time was 12 years of age. While they were in Colorado, accidentally, a chef at a hotel made a mistake and he had anaphylaxis to the point he required ICU admission because he was intubated. Now, I have new family that I'm meeting for the first time where physicians, parents are physicians, and they're actually crying in my room that we have done everything we could. We were told to avoid the peanut. We carry EpiPen. We went to the best institution, best doctors, and we as physicians are feeling helpless for our own 12-year-old son. So something moved, and I said, maybe give me 6 months' time, I'll find a solution for you. That was one promise I made to that family that led to starting this process.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because that actually impacted me. So, so it was because of that moment.
Yes.
Okay.
And that child, the end of the story is right now is in second year of college in California and having freedom, enjoying life, eating freely. So that story, that promise I made, led me to do more homework, reach out to physicians. There were a couple of studies published at that time, looked into that science, visited some pioneers in the field who were trying different things, traveled outside the United States to learn, and brought all that together and started with my first patient. And that family was my first patient.
Overall, in your entire practice, what's happening now? What's on the cutting edge that you're exploring and that you're implementing?
We're very, very excited to be where we are and what's coming. It began with one patient's journey where we saw the results. We have translated into now we have helped 15,000 families so far. Wow. with food allergies. So 15,000 food allergy families are living peacefully because of our team's effort.
I was there with him right side by side when he said, nope, no allergy. It's just life-changing. The program itself, when you think about what it can do, in the 8 months we participated until I watched Spencer eat 48 nuts in front of me, and he got to pick out his favorite ice cream and chicken and cashew meal that he hasn't had since he's like 5 years old. Like, when you think about the program, it's dedication on the patient. It's Spencer actually doing this, and Dr. Shah is saying, Spencer, this is all you.
Our team has grown to around 28, 30 team members now. We have multiple physicians, multiple nurse practitioners, physician assistant helping me with what we need to do. And we have opened this location in New York City, which is our premier location. New York is centrally located so that patients now don't have to drive to Long Island. Families who are from outside New York or from other countries, it's easier for them to come here. So that's where team is working on. We are the only lab in the state of New York to have BAT or basophil activation. This is a specialized test that's not available through commercial lab.
Okay.
So we can do that blood test, and we have Department of Health and CLIA certified lab in our institute. And we have found someone who believes in what we do to take this concept to larger masses. So
taking the technology and marrying it with the medicine?
That's correct.
Wonderful.
So there's a technology company called Uncork, and they have, sort of technology they call codeless technology. They have shown willingness to take this to the masses.
Great.
And we're working with them to see how can we use the technology to create infrastructure under umbrella called special health and make it accessible to people who can't come physically to our location.
I have one question before we end, and that is, at what point do you know that you need to see an allergist? Is it the sneezing, the rash? Like, what signs can a parent look for, or an adult even look for in themselves?
Yes, so allergy could be as simple as hay fever, dog allergy, cat allergy. So if you have ongoing runny nose, sneezing, itchy eyes, yes, you do need to look into that, why you have it. We do general allergy in our other offices. New York City location, we focus more on food allergy. So for a child or adult with food allergy, the symptoms they need to look for is if they eat certain food and then they have rashes, eczema flare, they have coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, hives, swelling, abdominal pain, throat closing, those are all severe symptoms.
Okay.
Severe symptoms anybody will recognize, mild symptoms most people do not know. So as simple as having hives or eczema flare-up could be the early sign of underlying food allergy. So once that happens, you can request your pediatrician or a local allergist, or if you need us, we are here.
This food freedom, now I've been working with Dr. Shah for a little over a year and a half. And just last week, my daughter went through a graduation. She has hit food freedom. We came into the office. Dr. Shah was here with his tremendous staff, So Dr. Shah is someone who I've never met anybody like. He is life-changing. He has the bedside manner of an angel. You feel like you're in an expert's hand. He pays just as much attention to the child as he does the parent and puts them at ease.
You have a new website.
Yes.
So somebody can go to your website and you have great information on that website as
Yes.
well, right? It's all about learning, education, and really putting yourself out there. I love what you do. I really do. And I was sharing with you too, in the 15 years I've been on the air, I think you're actually my first allergist. I was like, this is kind of cool because it's something that affects so many people. I didn't know the stats. So I appreciate you filling us in on all that.
And I thank you for coming and being here and seeing the office and interviewing me. Thank you.
On a mission to make a difference in the world, both of us, right?
Yes,
There you
absolutely.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you so much for watching, and please go to their website if you need more information. He was sincere when he said just give them a call. Thanks for watching.